13 years old, you find a way to basically escape to China, right?
Yeah.
And you and your mother go.
Yeah.
Okay, you escape to China, how? By crossing a frozen river?
Yeah.
And it was so cold that the guards are down? Like, what is this situation? How do people stop the illegal immigration
So there are like every 10 meters guards with machine guns. And now after Kim Jong-un came, he buried the landmines and then put the electrified wire fences. And then facial recognition cameras from China put on the border. So now escaping from North Korea became impossible.
But you were before this, right?
I was right before that. It was still though like with the machine guns and guards every 10 meters.
And they just didn't see you because it was dark?
No, the lady who was helping me, she was a broker. So she bribed the guard. That's why I didn't get shot.
Okay, so she bribes the guards, and then you and your mother get across, and then immediately after getting across, your mother is sold. You told this story on Rogan.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, I need to ask something. You were telling the story, and you said in the story, I need to know if you were just using this as like vernacular, like we use it, or this is true. You said that your mother was sold to mentally retarded farmers.
As a sex slave.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, your mother was sold to mentally retarded farmers, right? Now, were you saying that in terms of like we say, oh, they're mentally retarded, like people that are stupid, or they were actually, they were mentally ill people, like that.
Yeah.
They were
Actually can't function. They cannot put their pants on. Like, you know, they like limp, like actually physically sick, and in their head also sick people.
And they worked as farmers, or they owned a farm or something like that?
So they, my mom was sold several times. So one time she was sold to this family, and of course the son couldn't function. He was very disabled, but the parents and they had a farm. It was like I think China privatized after Deng Xiaoping came.
Right.
So they had their own farm.
Holy shit.
Family work.
So she's immediately sold there. You also sold.
So immediately she was raped.
Oh my God.
And then they brought us together and then negotiating our price. And then they realized my mom was older, so they sold for like $65 for her.
Yeah.
And then I was a child virgin. I was 13 and virgin. So they decided to sell me over $20.
Oh my
so
God.
sold me separately to a different broker.
Oh my God. And this is all part of the person that was transporting you. She knew when she was transporting you that this would immediately happen on the other side.
Yeah.
So this is the cost of getting out.
But the craziest thing is that I'm not hating her, is because she sold her children the same way.
Oh my God.
If I was not get sold into China, you would not see me because I've been dead.
100%.
In 2007, yeah.
Wow.
You would not see me today.
So
oh my God.
The only way you could survive is being sold as a sex slave.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she got executed for that after a few years later.
Somebody told her, or?
The authority caught her, and then they executed her.
And when they execute her, they also arrest 8 generations of her family?
3 generations up to 8 generations.
Between 3 and 8?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now, I know that your father was arrested earlier. And when he was arrested, did other people also get arrested with him?
So there is 2 types of crime in North Korea called political crime and economic crime. So political crime is where what you do, you make fun of the president.
Yeah.
That kills 8 generations
That's
in
a
your
bigger
life.
deal.
8 generations.
It's like literally one guy, the top official, escaped. More than 30,000 people
I
got
saw you say that.
sent to prison camp. They did not even know they were related to that guy because they're so far out from in-laws of the in-laws and in-laws, right?
One guy.
Yeah.
And it was for being critical of the president or
criticized.
or the
He
supreme leader?
escaped to South Korea and then criticized the regime.
So he criticized the regime over there, and then they just scooped up his entire family, 35,000 people that were related to him, and that's how they sent the message. Now, those people, they go to, you said there are 3 different types of prisons
camps,
there.
yeah.
There's the concentration camp,
And then labor camp.
labor camp, and then one,
Re-education camp.
the re-education camp.
Re-education camp is a bit less than 2 years sentence.
Gotcha.
Prison camp is where my father sent over 10-year sentence. Political prison camp is a lifetime sentence, but when you go to political prison camp, you don't last more than 3 months. It's like Nazi Germany's, gas chamber. They worked you to death. They ask you to clean the debris of nuclear weapon, those testing sites. That's why
So
they
you
need.
get all the cancer, you get...
Of course.
Oh,
and they need all these people to keep testing nuclear weapons and then clean those debris afterwards.
Oh my God.
So you've been so outspoken. Did they go after your family?
That's what I was going to ask.
They did. They first put me on their killing list.
Yeah.
And I was informed by South Korean intelligence. And then they put all my families from mom, both sides, and denounced me as the puppet of Western propaganda.
Yes.
And then they all disappear, which means consensus.
Oh my God. Wow. Now, when you're in China, you have this unbelievable journey to get to Mongolia, and then from Mongolia to South Korea. You have to cross the Gobi Desert.
Yeah.
This is a 24-hour, when I was listening to the podcast, you said it was a 24-hour straight journey. It's negative 40 degrees. What are you wearing? How are you staying warm? Like, how do you prepare for this? Are you taking water? I'm trying to understand.
I mean, it's gonna freeze. Water gonna freeze.
Yeah, so-
Even your entire thing is all like ice. If you breathe, it becomes like all like icicle. You know? So, that's the thing. I was rescued by missionaries.
Yes.
And they said, you have to believe in miracles, otherwise you're not gonna make this journey. The chance of surviving is 1%. So, but we don't have like gloves or gears or like paddings, you know, just some like thick jacket, and then no gloves, no scarves, no hat. And so afterwards we got everything frozen, or our face took a while for us to heat our skin. Wow. Yeah.
The missionaries that you said would make you, like they would test you on the Bible, and if you didn't do well, they might not take you. Did they do that just so you would believe in miracles more strongly? Was that the idea? Do you know why? Because it seemed to me, I was like, yo, just rescue these people. Who cares how well they know the Bible?
Right, so that's the thing. They believe that North Korean people cannot learn about Bible because the Kims copied the Bible and brainwashed us in the same theology. And like, if people hear about God and Jesus Christ, we're gonna not like know the same thing they're telling us. So in North Korea, if you read the Bible, you get executed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like this is the biggest crime you can make in North Korea. So these Christians thought like they need to save North Koreans and let them know the gospel. So they rescued us, and the price was us becoming Christians.
Yeah.
And that's why we had to write down those psalms and memorize and testing and praying and fasting and a month of training.
Yeah,
Then,
God would have just saved them, but that's fair.
Wait a minute, did they, are you still Christian?
yeah,
Really?
I became one after my son. I wasn't. I was an atheist for a long time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then having my son, like, wow, this is a miracle.
Yeah.
I had to become one.
Okay, so then you eventually get to South Korea. From South Korea, you come over here, you study at Columbia, and now you've just gotten your citizenship. Bravo.
Thank you.
American citizen.